please play TBC. Well, no, we're doing update review today. I have actually been trying to think, it's like, what should I even stream on like Battle Cats? Because I look around the Battle Cats on my phone and I'm like, there's literally nothing interesting going on right now. You have a loyal fan base, they will watch anything. They didn't watch my Suck Song streams. So, 14.7 just came out almost a week ago. BCN, as usual, we don't know when it's gonna come out, presumably usually around a month or so. If you notice, I have not been covering Battle Cats update since 14.4, which is where the Sonic collab was. I've been skipping 14.4 and 14.6 because I didn't find that to be too interesting. And I came back to talk about 14.7 because this update is kind of a big deal. The obvious big one, and it's also in the thumbnail, is Street Fighter. I imagine there's a lot of like, especially EN Battle Cats players who are not that crazy interested in Street Fighter. But one thing you gotta know about Street Fighter 6 is fucking massive in Japan. Some people in global might not be that interested, but I think this will actually get a shitload amount of people in, especially since they got fan favorite like Juri. Juri is a very popular character. I mean, so is Cammy, but you know, like the Jamie Kung Fu cat and Zangief cat. Like I think this will actually get a lot of people actually playing in the game. It's because of Juri, isn't it? I'd imagine half of it is because of Juri. I mean, Juri for very obvious reasons, but you know, aside from that, Cat God and Filibuster talents. I feel like Meta Filibuster is one of the closest gap that we have when it comes to a special unit existing and getting a talent, or like someone getting a true form and the talent at the same time, with the exception of like, I think Belly Dancer, because Belly Dancer, if I'm not mistaken, had their true form and talents like basically the same update. Filibuster being a true form and a talent feels so recent between each other, which is very, very interesting. Same with Fiend. Oh yeah, I think so too, yeah. Meta Filibuster was like, what, 2 years old? Yeah, it feels very recent. That feels like basically Pono saying is like, yeah, we fucked up big time with Meta Filibuster. Also, yes, these are from COTC3 Outbreaks, which is also the other big thing that came out this update. Those are the three main things. It's the Street Fighter, Outbreak themselves, and the talents for God and Filibuster. I think it's really, really cool. Why are you so cursed? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm completely fine as is. Don't tell me those fleas from Silk Song are actually going to be in the game. Yeah, of course. What do you think? You think I would lie on the internet? Honestly, I have not really looked into the Street Fighter collab units. But yeah, let's talk about new units first. And all of the new units are mainly just the Street Fighter collabs. There's one Uber that I can't talk about yet, and also the special unit, which I also have not actually seen. Let me see the stats of this guy. I believe this is a collaboration with like the Battle Cats official shop or something like that. It's a special cat that can be obtained for free after registering yourself in the Yanko Daishoten online website. Yeah, let me see their stats, because actually I've not seen this. 10 seconds cooldown, 60k HP? Wait, what? What's their price? 1-4. Wow, 60k HP for a free unit with 10 seconds cooldown. That's really solid. What the fuck? And it's immune to knockback too. I was fearing that this might actually be bad for like Zero Metal Hippo, but 100% chance to freeze metal, resist to metal enemies, immune to knockback. That's pretty good. That's actually very solid. What the hell? Yeah, it has Rose health. A slightly weaker row, but like only slightly. Immune to knockback though. I think just having immune to knockback is already worth over row in certain situations. Like if you're on a knockback heavy stage, this would be really good. It's not just a metal row, it's a row with knockback immunity. I'm not even really looking at the anti-metal stuff. Like I think just having a tank with like knockback immune is crazy good. You could definitely use this guy like outside of metals. This might actually be a Japan only thing, unless EN implements this on another way, but like this is from like a online shop for Battle Cats, if I'm not mistaken, so definitely wish this one gets to EN, because this is really, really good. Next up is Cammy. I have not seen her at all. Okay, 32k health. Oh, that's low. 4.7k DPS, 375 attack range, no LD, no Omni Strike. Okay, 87 seconds, deals insane damage to alien. Okay, so it's times 5, times 6, 30% chance to dodge and immune to warp. What? Okay, well, it's a fast attack, and it's not a multi-hit. I guess it is insane damage. It's supposed to be, I guess, an alien rusher-ish. You can find usages out of her. No, I can see how she can be good, but the health is very concerning. Alien range 375. I guess she does outrange a lot of stuff, I suppose. I guess aliens don't usually have that high of a range. She can outrange Bear, she can outrange Bahamut. Oh yeah, she can be good against Ostromeda. Yeah, I guess she does outrange a lot of the relevant alien enemies, so... No, maybe she is fine. Maybe she is fine. She does outrange majority of like the major alien enemies, aside from like the obvious backliners, so... She would be really good for like just being hyper offensive, I suppose. I think she would be good on some Ostromeda stages, because Ostromeda stages usually don't really have like backliner enemies and all that stuff. Isn't the warp immune gonna kill her? Yeah. Maybe if you use her on like glass slippers, you would be able to kill like the Ursa Majors quickly. But I feel like there's probably other anti-aliens that could be rather similar, or at least doing a pretty better job or something. I don't know. Aside from that, 827, this is Juri. I have not seen her stats either. That's a lot of abilities. What the hell? 44k HP, 6000 DPS, 430 range, 90 seconds cooldown. Okay, that's pretty fast. How much is your cost? 3000. Wow. 3,900, so 4,000. That's pretty cheap. Multi-hit, 21k, 7k, 7k. Oh, that's weird. Oh, she's LD. Oh no, okay, so it's separate LD. 143, 75, 505, 150, 580. So the sweet spot is 150 to 400? That's actually pretty big. 100% chance to freeze and slow. Colossus Slayer, Behemoth Slayer, immune to waves and weaken. What? What the fuck? Wait, what? That's actually really nuts. What the hell? Her damage is really big? She have like extending LD with multi-hit. Her cooldown is really short. Her price is pretty small. She has immune to wave, immune to weaken. 2 trait targets. A strong against, guaranteed freeze, guaranteed slow, and Behemoth and Colossus Slayer. What the fuck? Why? Ability soup. Yeah, she really doesn't need like half of these abilities. She really could just live with only strong against, and that would be enough. Someone Ponos mains Juri. Someone Ponos really likes feet. Why does she have so much ability? She doesn't need half of these. I think 50% uptime. It's at least 50% uptime for sure. Because the slow is 3 seconds. I came back and there is Chun-Li on the screen. Brother, not every Street Fighter girl is Chun-Li. Her knockback item is so funny. I think I've seen it. It's just like... Anyways, that is Juri. I have no idea what Ponos is thinking with this. I think what is also crazy on top of that, she only has 90 seconds cooldown? 90 seconds cooldown and 4k cost. Like, why? This probably is like a bait for Ponos to roll the gacha, I suppose. At this point, why would you roll for Cammy? Alright, next up, it's Zangief. It's a very funny unit. This is basically, well, this is a weightlifter clone, but I think normal weightlifter is like 250 range, and this one is 260. 20k damage per hit. I think the attack frequency is slightly longer than weightlifter, I want to say. Weightlifter attack frequency is 4 seconds, while Zangief is 5.3 seconds. Maybe it's better to compare it with Pizza. The damage per hit for Pizza is 15k. This one is 20k. It only lacks range a little bit, and the recharge time is slightly longer, but otherwise it's actually very similar to Pizza. Of course, it doesn't have like the wave attack, but even then, like, this is still really good. The HP is really, really solid. Price is also really cheap. Damage per hit being higher than Pizza might actually be like, because like something like Pizza, they do benefit from like higher damage per hit. This actually is pretty insane. Also, yes, it has Savage Blow. I completely forgot to say that. And also massive damage against floating and immune to slow, even though it's already a slow unit in the first place. But still, you can use this for Bonbon variants. You can use this outside of floatings. The same thing you would use Pizza on. You can use this as just a generic mid-ranger. It's anti-floating Pizza. It's really, really good. The design is silly. That's all we need. That is true. I love the design for this guy. I love the animation too. Like, the reason on why his attack animation is slightly longer than Pizza is because when he drops it, he like flexes first. he had to do the flex first. Like, hell yeah. It's like, okay, now let me pick this back up. Now you can have 2 pizzas in one loadout. Yeah, exactly. I'd imagine you can destroy a lot of like mid-range focus stage with having both these guys out. It's really, really good. Okay, that is Zangief Cat. I can't really say too much aside from he's good. This one, I've slightly seen his stats before, but I don't think I've completely seen it. And I have think that this is also a really, really good unit. This is a Kung Fu Cat variant. It has the Kung Fu Cat multi-hit, or at least the Drunken. I guess it's more like Drunken Master or Kung Fu Cat. We don't have Jamie as like a basic unit on Street Fighter, right? Like we only have Jamie Cap. Jamie is like a drunken fighter person in Street Fighter. I believe like one of his special moves is basically like drinking, and once he goes drunk, like your moveset changes and all that stuff. That's why he's like the drunken master, which I think is really, really cool. It is pretty funny that we get Jamie Cap first before Jamie. I think the one thing that's also interesting that I saw is that he has 5 knockback counts compared to Kung Fu's usually 1, which is I would say one of Kung Fu's like biggest weakness, which is only having 1 knockback count. This guy has 5. He can actually reposition himself. That's pretty good. But also, yes, the multi-hit is very unfortunate because this is something that's kind of a problem with Drunken Master as well. Having multi-hit where the strong hit is at the very last hit, meaning that if you knock back anyone at the first 2 hit, the last hit wouldn't land, which is unfortunate. But aside from that, like his overall stats is really solid. He only costs 1,200, 12 seconds cooldown for 340 range, 5 knockback counts, pretty solid health. The attack range is very solid. It's immune to Surge, it has Strengthen and Strong against Aku. These 2 super rares that we got have been stupidly solid. I mean, I guess because Street Fighter is gonna be like a very popular thing, they had to make like some of the units actually good. But it low-key feels like, is this too good? So that's it for the new units, but that's not all for Street Fighter. We got Ken's true form. I actually really like Ken as a unit. Him being like this relatively fast-ish Omni Striker with knockback, I think is really cool. The true form gives him general stat improvement and also strengthen. Oh, it's weaken. Oh, whoops, never mind. Weaken is still really good. Made a whole video about it, that's true. But yeah, that's about it. Like, I can't really say too much about this because it's like, it's very basic stat improvement. Also, immune to slow would be very good for Professor A, obviously. But aside from that, it's Ken but better. I think this is good. I think this is fine. Next up, Mizli's true form. Sorry, not true form. Ultra form. I don't actually know what the name of the ultra form is. Daiseirei Mizumarinade? Mizumarinade? What? Mizumarinade. That's a mouthful. This ultra form, I'm a little mixed-ish, but also I completely understand at the same time. She got overall stat buff, her range from 400 to 450, her resist become ultra resist, and Sage Slayer. I don't really understand the Sage Slayer that much, but okay. The main thing that she got is she get a level 2 mini search. I'm not entirely sure where they're going with this, to be honest, but at the same time, I could also say the same with Bora's Ultra Form. This makes slightly more sense than Bora's Ultra Form at the very least. Mizli having Mini Search, I actually think makes more sense because she's a knockback unit, so her actually extending the knockback and slow further makes a little more sense. Now her pushing ability actually is better because that is what her job has always been. If you can land the search on the backliners, then that would solve the Mizli syndrome because everything would get pushed behind. Use this money to buy Duolingo. The Japanese pronunciation made me want to blow out my eardrums. No, thank you. I'm good. I'm not gonna use it to buy Duolingo. Isn't Duolingo free? I don't need to buy Duolingo. I don't know what else to say about this Ultra Form, to be honest. Like, it's okay. All alien sages have counter search, really? Is it? I guess it's just him. And even then, it's like, you don't really want to knock back Techno, don't you? But yeah, that's Mizumarinade. We'll see what her Ian name would be, because Mizumarinade is that's a mouthful and a half. Okay, let me just talk about the non-special talents first. Is it a Whole Night Silk Song enemy? Yeah, we got Fleece. We got Fleece and Flea Banner. You roll for Fleece and you only get Fleece. Something funny about this update that I completely forgot to talk about at first. When 14.7 came out, there was a bug in 14.7. If you force close your game, usually you can just like go back into the stage, right? But if you force close your game in the middle of a stage on 14.7, it soft locks you. No, not even soft locks, it hard locks you. Like you just can't play the game. It's fixed now. It's fixed now. Next up, let me talk about Uber talents. Cyclops. So Dark Heroes, where usually they would have different abilities on each forms. The first form have Freeze, the second form have the Wave Immunity, and the true form being a massive damage unit. Now with the talent also gains the Immune to Wave. So you got the Immune to Wave and you got the Strengthen, but I guess Strengthen is new? His stats are finally decent when he gets the Strengthen. Yeah, but it's a lot of NP. 235 NP for making a mediocre unit slightly better. And also he only has 3 knockback counts and his health health is still pretty low. He turns from bad to alright with talents, but it's not worth the cost. No Surge Immune as well, yeah. He still doesn't have Surge Immune. Okay, next up is Deale. This one, I actually think it's pretty cool. One might say it's a big deal. Please clap. Deale talents, I actually really like this Ultra talents. Colossus Slayer doesn't matter. Curse Immunity doesn't matter. But Mini Wave, I actually really like this. Her Mini Wave is level 4, which is really far. I believe level 1 Mini Wave is like 300-ish, and then another 200 for each level. So level 4 Mini Wave would be like 900, almost 1,000 range. That's really far. And remember that Deale have pretty high DPS, 7,000 DPS at level 30, 7,000-ish DPS with a mini wave that reaches to 1,000 range. That is pretty good. This is basically ranged Hermit Cat. I think Hermit's wave is still better in terms of damage. Let me check. At level 30, Hermit's wave is 3k DPS. True form is level 5 is it's almost 3,000 DPS. Deale at 7k with a mini wave, that would be 1.4k. It's definitely not as high as Hermit. It's like half of Hermit's. But Deale has 415 standing range compared to Hermit's like only 255. This is actually pretty fucking solid. So at level 60, 13k DPS, 415 range, level 4 mini wave all the way to like almost 1,000 range. Pretty good. She's a 400 range potentially wave immune unit with potentially a mini wave that reaches all the way to like nearly 1,000 range. I think it's pretty good. Mat Unga Bunga Mino understand. Okay, funny clown girl, big long wave, good damage, immune wave, equal good. Masamune, but it's hot. I guess that is a good comparison actually. Yeah, let me compare it to Masamune. But isn't Deale's damage higher? Yeah, Deale's damage is higher. Masamune is 6k DPS. Deale's DPS is 7k. But I think Deale having like the constant attack also makes it nice because she would be able to clear off peons better. This implies Masamune isn't hot. Look, he's hot, but he's not a cute anime girl. But he could be. Okay, next oh yeah, Pagasa. Pagasa got a starting money up which is pretty cool. I know a lot of people like starting money up, so there's that. Aside from that, I guess let's talk about Kuromajiro, literally Black Armadillo. I have not actually seen much of this guy. I think he appears in ZL, right? But yeah, it's a cute little fella. It looks like a black ball that's ready to be punted. It's really funny. Look at him crawling out. It's really cute. Whoop. Big ass slash. Okay, magnification is 360. It's a bulky Tacky. I don't know about Tacky. Like, it's easy to enter Tacky's blind spot because Tacky is 600 to 850. But this guy is 200 to 500. I don't even know what I would compare him to, but I wouldn't say this is Tacky. He does hit like a pretty good sweet spot, but he's not Tacky. He's not trying to snipe away like higher ranged units because his pierce is only 250. Dolphina? I think maybe he's closer to the relic Dolphina than Dolphina herself. Chibionel, but he does something. Yeah, that's true too. I've not seen that much of this guy, but yeah, you can still rush him down with like short range anti-black units. Shadowy major figure who controlled the wins and losses of many matches by being substitute for a ball in dark ball game tournaments. The soccer ball role is honestly intense. This is a very good lore. His job as a soccer ball is very important if you think about it. Yeah, I mean, he literally can like wreck soccer matches. And like soccer matches are very popular around the world, dude. Like people would kill for soccer. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing him myself later on, but I've not actually come across him. But he does look like a pretty fun enemy to fight. Do you think Basic Cat's gonna be used as a replacement for soccer ball? I wouldn't doubt it. Anyways, I think that's basically all aside from the outbreaks. So, COTC 3 Zombie Outbreaks. I've not actually seen any of the stages. So, we finally got the outbreaks for COTC 3. This is the Japanese banner for the COTC 3, I guess, announcement for the outbreaks. As you can see, we got a new enemy in one of the outbreaks, and that's this Zombie Dashon. A zombie wandering in search of its favorite snack, bones. Aware of the bone penetrating its stomach, but because its limbs are so short, there's no signs that it'll take it out. Want somebody to help, but they run away. Okay. You know how Dashon normally, like, you know, goes down when they attack, but they have this big-ass bone in their body. So when they attack, they just, like, penetrate the bone even further. Pretty gruesome. Honestly, all things considered, this is really gruesome. but it's so funny. He's getting boned. He's getting boned live on Battle Cats. It's crazy. But unlike Dashun, he doesn't actually have constant attack frequency. You see his attack frequency is actually pretty long, 6 seconds. And also he has 440 attack range. He's a backliner. Longish attack frequency, pretty good attack power. Actually, I have no idea what percentage he comes out on. 180. Okay. 54k attack power and 1.4 million HP. Okay. He's like a mix of Slot and Kamel. He's like a slot that attacks faster. It's like a zombie slot that attacks faster. Also, he has Burrow. I don't think he's too threatening. He's 150 in COTC. Oh, okay. So it's like 45k damage. That's pretty good. But yeah, he is a backliner, so obviously if he's alone, then you can just like rush him down. You can use Shigong or whatever. But he is a backliner. That is his main job. I don't really have too much comment on him. I think he can be used in very interesting situations. He is, I guess, not exactly a backliner, but not exactly a mid-ranger, not exactly a high ranger. I don't know what to say, to be honest. I think it's very interesting, very cool, because we rarely have any high-range zombies that can actually burrow. Most high-range zombie enemies don't burrow at all, aside from Cadaver Bear. This is the highest range zombie unit that actually burrows. Like, every other zombie enemy doesn't burrow here. It's like Zonel doesn't burrow, Musashi doesn't burrow, Simel doesn't burrow. So this is the highest range zombie enemy that actually burrows, which is pretty cool. People in 2015 would use like cat them for this guy. It's weird. It feels basic, but at the same time also needed, if that makes sense. Like, this feels like this could be used in a lot of really good stages. Okay, so if you have beaten all of COTC 3's Zombie Outbreak, the last outbreak would be Big Bang. Big Bang, of course, have Cat God. I have not actually seen what the Big Bang stage is like. Cat God, Zolo, Wild Doge, Starpeng, Zori, Death Hunt, Starpeng, Gori, Zolo. This seems pretty basic. It seems like the enemies are very far in between. That's odd. This doesn't look too bad. this doesn't look too bad. The stage is pretty nothing? Okay, I thought so. I figured the stage looks like nothing, but I don't want to like judge immediately. But yeah, after you beat this stage, you get Cat God's talents. Cat God's talents, I actually kind of like this. He got these purchasable special cat thing where your stats gets buffed into 80%, and he also gets weaken and dodge and curse immunity. Frankly, I do not care about the curse immunity, but weaken and dodge I actually like quite a lot. The dodge is level up duration, so you can just level up dodge for level 1, and he would have a 50% dodge towards every trait. That's pretty cool. God obviously doesn't really tank that much, but I think there could be times where maybe if he gets chipped away by LD enemies or something like that, this would help his survivability by quite a decent amount. On top of that is his weaken, which I think only applies on the first 2 hits, similar with his knockback ability. Weaken I really like. His weaken at max is 5 seconds long. That's pretty good. But yeah, I do like his talents. I actually really like Cat God's talents. His dodge again is just level 1, so it's a nice cheap bonus that you just need to upgrade once, and I think that's cool. I'm not expecting something like Mola's 90% dodge or something like that, obviously. But what's also kind of funny is his double bounty, right? His double bounty, which exists already. Obviously, the talents itself doesn't increase the double bounty, but since he has the damage buff talent, he went from 51k base damage at level 30 to 91k. So this can actually kill things, which is pretty nice. His damage is actually strong. His damage is actually notable. I wouldn't say strong because his overall attack rate is still really slow. His overall DPS is still absurdly low, but he can actually kill things. What is level 50? At level 50, it's 145k. So the true form is worth it now. Like, what other choices do you have? Obviously, I wouldn't put this above Last Boss. If you have Last Boss, go for Last Boss. But the other choices we have is like, I mean, Goldbrick is cool. Windy and Tundia? Wait, really? Oh. I completely forgot about that. I don't remember Windy and Tundia having gold fruit. That's pretty funny. After a while, it's just why not? I have like 10 gold fruits. Yeah, I don't remember how much gold fruits I have, but I also have like unused gold fruits. Like at some point, you're just like, why the hell not? I don't know what else to say, to be honest. Honestly, I just find it interesting to have like a weekend that goes all the way to 850. I don't know. I just want to try it. I wouldn't say it's like a super good unit because like this is a lot of NP, right? This is a fuck ton amount of NP. Granted, you probably just want the weekend and then the dodge you just need like 1 level in, right? right? But this is still like a lot of NP to make God like slightly better. I want to try him. I want to use him. If I get my hands on him, max weaken, level 1 dodge, and then attack buff. Is he better than Talented Valk? I would say no. I have been using Talented Valk a lot. I really like Talented Valk. This is why I save up my NP. It's the point of a dodge when you die in one more hit anyways, to live another hit. And also it's funny because it's RNG based. Theoretically, he can't die. There's a lot of things that I wouldn't suggest other people to buy, but I would buy it, and this is absolutely one of them. Yeah, that's Cat God's talents. I think the next thing that I want to talk about, Big Bang Outbreak. Big Bang Outbreak, if you beat it, you get God's talents. But that's not the end. After you beat Big Bang's Outbreak, you get Filibuster Invasion, which I think is pretty cool. You also get Outbreak on Filibuster. This is a really cool concept, I'm not gonna lie. I have not actually seen any proper footage of like the Filibuster stage, but like just judging by the enemies, it looks pretty cool. Does Filibuster miss if I go all the way to the end? That's what I want to know. I don't think so, right? This isn't as big as the ZL stage. Oh, he misses? Oh, okay. It's as big as a Whole New World. Okay, so it's the same. I thought Whole New World is slightly bigger, but yeah. But yeah, this is Filibuster with actual enemies. They learn from a Whole New World. Or rather, I guess they learn from Filibuster Invasion because Whole New World learned from that. Whole New World is already pretty good. I'm looking at the enemy list. This does look low-key pretty scary. There's Gravy, Dreadbore, Ostromeda, and also Death Hunt. And also Zolos, yeah. Like, they have proper tankers and also proper pushers. That is pretty terrifying. I'm very interested to try this out myself. I'm not gonna try it now. I want to try it, like, I guess when I live stream this or whatever. But yeah, I find this to be really interesting, because especially with the addition of zombies that burrows through you, you can maybe have some way to like keep pushing Filibuster as you let zombies burrow past your units, so that you can deal with the zombie while also like sending certain units past the zombies to deal and like to interrupt Filibuster. I think it's a very, very, very cool concept. If you beat the Filibuster Invasion, you can get Filibuster's talents. Filibuster's talents is that he unlocks massive damage, his reach duration increases up to 3 seconds, his recharge time goes down by up to 20 seconds, and overall stat buff from health and damage. This, I'm not too interested in this, I'm not gonna lie. I've seen people say it looks good, but previously his damage, his DPS was 2000. With the stat buff ability, his base DPS becomes 4000. At level 50, his base DPS is 6000. And that's not bad per se for a unit with 575 range, but it's still not that big for a unit that has such a slog of an attack animation. He still have the problem of probably going to miss a lot of things at the same time. He does do massive damage, so that's neat, but like, what are you gonna use him on that isn't already countered? Yeah, his stats is not bad, but like, what, you're gonna use it on Aros when we already have Hitman? Are you gonna use it on Amos when we already have Slapsticks? Crazed Cats, you're gonna use talented meta Filibuster on Crazed Cats. I think one of the biggest problem with Meta Filibuster is that you get him way too late. You need to beat ZL1 and COTC3 Zombie Outbreaks. Auril, are you really going to get Meta Filibuster talents before Auril? I mean, I guess it's possible if Tower hasn't rotated in a while. Then yeah, I guess you can use him for Auril. And even then, there's a good chance that at the point in time, if you already have Meta Filibuster talents or whatever, you can probably still just ED chain him normally. But it feels like you get him so late. Remember, since this is ZL1, this means that you've already gotten all of the special Legend UL unit, which includes stuff like Doron and Nala, Luza and stuff. Those are all super powerful anti-relics already, and you can already unlock their true forms too. He has more DPS than Newton. Newton have way higher range, a LD and mini wave. Actual survivability, he attacks pretty fast with LD, he's not going to miss. Filibuster, it's like, you might say, it's like, oh, he have higher damage. Yeah, but he doesn't have LD, he doesn't have piercing. But massive damage, yeah, if he actually lands that attack. If calculated correctly, he does 388k damage to targeted traits with talents at level 50. Yeah, but have you considered that most of the time he's going to deal 0 damage because he's not going to actually land the hit? That's if he lands the hit. My favorite unit is good, I swear, I just need to believe in him. See, I'm not saying that he's like straight up bad. I do at least acknowledge that he's at least definitely like good for some things now. I would say one of the things that I thought about was 3-star Glass Slipper, for example. You can use him as an extra unit to beat down the Aros on top of Hitman, because even with 3-star Glass Slipper, even Hitman isn't enough. So having another unit that can nuke down traitless, that's good. That's good. Because like there's actually a good chance that you're not gonna do 3-star Glass Slippers by the time you beat UL. So completely understandable. I think the probably one of the more valid usages I would say that he has, because Filibuster is surge immune. I would say he's pretty good for these at least. The Cappies and also Aurel. Wait, why is Ahirujo in Relic White filter with Surge? What the fuck is this? Who invited him? Why is Ahirujo here? But yeah, I think he's at least pretty decent for these because we don't have like super specifically a high range anti-relic and traitless with Surge immunity. Like we have Gigando, but Gigando is relatively mid-ranged-ish. So at least I would say he's pretty decent for these guys. Kamano is tanky enough and Metaphily is surge immune. Yeah. I think it would be actually kind of understandable to not have beaten Cappy before actually beating UL. At least some of the brutal advents, you know. I guess if there's a relic or traitless focus stage with search base, then you can use him or something. I don't know. Filibuster Outbreak also gives a legend ticket. Oh, do they? That's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't think this is like the worst talents in the world. I'm definitely gonna play out with Filibuster a lot. I'm not super impressed, but I'm also like not super disappointed either. I think Lucas will like it a lot. We'll see. My current impression is not like, wow, that's cool. My current impression is, we'll see how this works when I have my hands on him. He really could have just gotten like Explosion. He really could have just gotten like Blast. just give him Philly Blaster. But yeah, I think that's about it. And also we got new Meow medals and also Street Fighter musics, which I'm afraid to play because I feel like this might get copyright claimed. What is enemy 747? Oh, it's Silksong Flea. Who would forget the famous enemy 747? The Silksong Flea. Ow! Yeah, I think that's it for like 14.7 anyways. I like this update a lot. Like the Filibuster and God talents is pretty cool. The Outbreak is pretty cool. The new Zombie is pretty cool. And it's still pretty insane like what the Street Fighter super rares are like. Crazy Weightlifter and also the Jamie Dancer. Juri being stupid with 5 billion abilities for no reason. First update in a while that feel like it has content. Yeah, that's why I skipped doing review on 14.5 and 6, because 14.5 and 6 it feels like, wow, there's like nothing here. 14.7 it's like, this is pretty substantial stuff. I like this a lot.